Culture. For those of you who don't know, my name is Noir, and this will be an episode that we will have regularly here called Culture Shock. What is Culture Shock, you ask? Culture Shock. Culture Shock is something that's within the culture that shocked us, something that makes us step back and say, "What in the fuck is going on around here?" So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into a little piece of culture shock. But with that being said, let me make sure everything is working correctly. So what's going on, FTTC? I'm happy to see you guys. I hope that you guys are well. Notice that everything is up and running, and we're going to go ahead and get directly into the topics, okay? So stay with me. The first up, Monique
That's a
and
bitch
DL
nigga.
Hughley. So let's go ahead and get that
That's a
started.
bitch nigga. What kind of real nigga would ever attack a goddamn black woman? A bitch nigga. I feel sorry for DL Hughley's family. I feel sorry for his motherfucking wife. How do you suck the dick of a coward?
And then she went running across the stage like she was just on fire. What is going on with Monique?
I tried to play fair, bitch. I tried to play fair, nigga. I tried to play fair. We was on the countdown, nigga. 9, 8, 7, 6.
Monique, you. At this point, I don't know what. I understand her frustration. I understand that they had a little dispute going on, but when are we gonna stop bringing these things to the media? When are we gonna start talking about things behind the scene amongst black men and black women? Why do we always have to make a public spectacle of everything? You had a disagreement with your contract? Okay, great. Go have that conversation with DL Hughley behind the scenes. There's no reason why we, the public, should be knowing all this information about what y'all got going on. You're mad because you want the headliner or was the headliner? I don't know. I don't care. The fact that we have to sit up and look at this in the media is troubling to me. Not only that, you went for this man's wife. Now, see, this whole little thing about y'all talking about what type of nigga come at a black man? What are you doing going at this black man's woman? She ain't got nothing to do with that. See, y'all put yourself in these little situations every time. Every time. I don't know what to say about this because at this point, it's like, dog, you're asking for it. And Monique, you just now getting back in the graces of media. Granted, you shouldn't have been gone. I agree with that. The way that they blackballed you is terrible. But we can't come back doing things like this. To me, it's not a good look. It's not. Hold on. Somebody said, but we here for it though. Keep talking, Auntie. Let us know what's. Don't listen to this person that I'm reading down here. Just don't. Monique, don't listen to these people down here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the back and forth between Monique and DL Hughley. So DL Hughley said, all you have to do is check the order of the names on the ticket stub from last night and you'll see who's confused. Against my better judgment over the objections of my team and 4 occasions where I said no, I decided to take a chance and work with Monique. Oprah was the problem, Tyler Perry was the problem, Charlamagne was the problem, Steve Harvey was the problem, Lee Daniels was the problem, Netflix was the problem. Now it's my turn. At some point, it can't be everyone else. It's you. Lesson learned. I didn't have anything against Monique. People paid a lot of money to laugh. Not hear about your contract. Apparently, the role you played in Precious turned out to be to be an autobiography. I wonder who's next. It's the fact that he threw all them names out there to remind people that you have this track record, unfortunately. Now, granted, I'm going to give you all those other names because they did do you dirty. The way that they combined and got you up out of here is dirty as hell. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be having our own networks. We should be hiring our own. We should be standing up for our own. That was foul. But Monique, this was uncalled for. And the fact that DL Hughley had to come out and address you with this is now going to make this a messier thing than it is because now you got the court of public opinion involved. You know you can't depend on them in the comments for nothing. Half of them out there fucking baby daddies that they don't like and still got them sitting up on their couch eating up all their food stamps and their kids' cool cups. But you know, they trying to tell you how to run your life. That's not the people you want to listen to, Monique. Don't get online beefing your chest out and stuff like that and then running behind your husband because once this man start attacking, then it's going to be the whole black woman narrative, which you've already started. I don't like this whole black man against black woman narrative. It's tired. It's exhausting. I think we're all done with that shit. It's time for everybody to stop being so petty and to start being a little bit more proactive the way we deal with each other. But that's me. It's not over. Monique, of course, came back. So Monique said the fact that you let me see, the fact that you point the people to the ticket stubs for the order of the names versus your contract implies that you don't have a contract. Okay, Monique. Let me see. Implies that you don't have a contract that shows that you are the headliner like I do. Either show your contract or be quiet. Stop messing with people who have never messed with you and who once considered you a comrade in comedy. But I think that you, DL, because you're the reason why I hate when people type in all caps. It just be confusing me. I'll fight for the people like I do anytime. You open for the kings of comedy, and I was the headliner for the queens of comedy, and you think you should close the show over me? Yeah, Monique. Yeah, he should. But that's my opinion. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me see. You think you should close the show over me? Is a prime example of the bias that black women have to deal with in this business. I won't even discuss awards. I love us for real. What bias? Like I don't. I'm going back and forth between the comments and this, and as I'm reading, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But you guys tell me, do you guys think that this is a bias? Yes or no? To me, he's not funnier than her. Here's the thing. He's not funnier than her. I will agree with you on that. Shut up, Natalie. However, I think he's the one who's probably been working a little bit more consistently than her, which is what would make me put him as the headliner over her. Now, granted, if we talking about awards and shit like that, then of course she got him in awards. That's great. But I mean, who cares at this point? That's because she's been blackballed. Okay. But you say he was dead ass wrong. We must protect Auntie. I don't have a problem with them exchanging words, but I do have a problem with them exchanging words in the public eye. There's a time and a place for everything. In the public eye, I feel like these are supposed to be people who are supposed to inspire little black boys, little black girls, into growing up to be able to be these public figures, not doing this and fighting every chance they get. To me, that's where it gets sidetracked. So if we can stop doing that and have these discussions behind the scenes, then okay, I agree with that. They can cuss each other out all they want to behind the scenes, but in front of the camera, no. Not on social media. Because you know these people go run it and they go take it further than it needs to be. I feel like we shouldn't be doing this. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments what do you feel about it, but we're going to move on from Monique. I hope that she has nothing but healing and continue to move forward because she deserves to be in the spotlight, just not like this though. This isn't the way I want to welcome Monique back into the spotlight. Again, just me. I just want better for her. After coming through with all that she went through with Oprah, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and all them, I just want better for her. Because I love Monique, actually. I really do. She's one of the funniest ones in Queens of Comedy. I feel like she deserves that spotlight, but not like this. Not like this, I understand. But now that we have it out here, show us contracts, I guess. DL Hughley, Monique, show us contracts so we can see who the hell is the headliner so y'all can shut the fuck up and y'all can go on somewhere and we can be done with this. That's, again, my opinion. She says that's Auntie, I'm going to stick beside her. Be quiet. Now, Noir, you know this has been the social media climate we've been in for years, which, Monty Austin, that's the problem to me. It's become too normal. These discussions that we could have in private, because I feel like it gets escalated when it's put in front of social media. For some reason, when it's gassed up by social media, then it's taken up to levels where it shouldn't be, if that makes sense. I feel like when people feel like the cameras are on them, they act. And when I say they act way harder than probably what they would behind the closed doors of them just having a private discussion. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like she's putting herself in a predicament of people wouldn't want to work with you again because they feel like you're going to be combative. Y'all know how easily they like to slap that word on us. Combative, aggressive, all of that. Unfortunately, now it's very passive aggressive in the comedy and all that stuff like that. Great that you're making something out of your art and your talent, but let's focus that on something a little bit more constructive, not tearing each other down. Again, my opinion, not acceptable, but the current state, correct. I agree with that. All right, what's going on next? Unfortunately, Young Thugger.
Joe Sumlin. Yes. Who they claim are associates of YSL, committed the felony offense of conspiracy to commit murder by discussing how to obtain the permission of Slime, aka Young Thug, to make a second attempt to murder YFN Lucci.
Mm-hmm. So you have to ask yourself, how did the police know that conversation took place? They had a phone that was smuggled in, and they made a phone call or had a phone call made to them,
Okay.
and that phone call was intercepted. And if they had that phone tapped, why would they think that they were safe having that phone call? Like, oh, we got a smuggled phone, like we're good. Like the idea that you're not thinking that the world is watching you right now. Throughout the indictment, it's clear that they were being observed and they either didn't know or they didn't care.
So here's the thing with this. To me, if you're in prison, you should just go ahead and assume that they damn near got bugs everywhere. That's just me. If I'm in prison, look, is it wood somewhere? Look, let me knock on wood because we ain't trying to have that type of trouble. If you're in jail, it's safe to assume that somebody's always listening, somebody's always snitching, somebody's always trying to get ahead. I would not be in jail discussing anything. The fact that you were caught in jail with this shows a lot of what you think of yourself. Because to me, it's like, you really think that you're finna I think the feds on this? It's the fact that they got you on this phone call for me. You say, oh my God, they coming for Lucci hard. Lucci put himself on this though. Because what are you doing? You're smuggling stuff in and then you thinking, I would think that this was a whole ass setup. Because they just letting stuff slide through and they tapping into stuff and just got y'all thinking that y'all scot-free and y'all making these phone calls and we getting away with something. Y'all not getting away with nothing. They know exactly what y'all doing. They've been tapped in the whole time. Who you thought sent the phone? Somebody who wants to get out, somebody who doesn't want to be tied to this case, was really ready, willing, and able to smuggle this phone in under the guise of knowing that the feds would be tapped into it to set you up. That's how that's going. All I got to say is this is tragic. The fact that y'all think that y'all getting away with stuff like this, nah. We got to move on to something else. Unfortunately, your girl Sukihana, she out here making a clown of herself again, but I think y'all like this. Hold on. Look at her. Look at this one. Look at her. Suki. The way that this man is looking, look at this man's face. The way that this man is looking is exactly how I was looking when I first saw this. What are you doing? Like, I'm not opposed to anybody just having fun and having a good time, but Sukihana, please, bro. Like, the way that you just came off the wave of that video and now you doing this, Sukihana, they about to put you on a conservatorship. They think you crazy. And Bill out here feeding you chicken tenders and you out here looking like, I don't know what you got going on, Suki. What's wrong? The mind programming didn't work. The contract hurting. What's popping? Because at this point, I'm willing to believe anything about that, Suki. I refuse to believe that you like this. You doing this for the camera, and Bill notice Bill was not in frame. Bill setting you up. Bill setting you up. He over there feeding you no discernment, undiagnosed personality disorder. They talking about. That's what happened. I don't. When I look at Sukihana, I get concerned. Because I really want the best for our artists and our people. But when I look at Sukihana, I don't know. I see something else. And what I'm saying is, please stop. Just please stop before these people have you under conservatorship and have all your money. And he gonna have you locked up like Britney, shaving your head and everything. Just please don't. Just don't even do it no more. Just don't. Just if you go eat chicken wings and whatnot, just do it off camera. Don't have him feeding you like this. You back there looking like Wendy Williams when she had her breakdown. Just please don't do that. Because that's exactly what the hell it looked like. You said she's too much. That's his plan. You think that's his plan, Monty? One of the commenters, Monty Austin, said that they think that that's the plan to set Sukihana up. What do you think? You think they setting up Sukihana? Because I do too, to be honest with you. There's no way that they got her out here acting crazy, dancing on babies and doing everything else like this and not setting this woman up. I don't know what's going on. But man, post Sukihana. All right. Staying in the realm of music, this past weekend, there were a couple of stories I saw. Actually, let me switch back to this main screen. Sorry about that. There were a couple of concerning stories I saw dealing with women and younger men. Now, it's already bad enough with men and younger women. There was this, I guess, rap artist. I don't know who she is, but Apparently the lyrics were rapping about being predatory, about something about the 19-year-old, this, that, and the other. When have we made it so comfortable to do this? But hold on, because they tore our ass up in the comments. So let's go right to it though.
Am I a predator? Have to go out of town just run my bitch.
So let me pause it right there. They said the way that she let it breathe like she killed it. They not having this shit right here. Hold on. They say perfect situation, man. I miss them days where if you couldn't rap, you just didn't. I agree. That's facts. And they said she sounds like the female version of Blueface. Now, that ain't the flex you think it is, baby girl. Whoever you are, do not take that as a compliment. Do not take that as a compliment. I promise you that's not good. No good can come from that comment. Do not do that to yourself, okay? That is not a compliment. And you out here rapping about the 19-year-old. I want y'all to leave these kids alone. I know 19 is considered an adult. It is still a teen to me. If you're not over the age of 21, you ain't grown. And still, even then, you still ain't grown to me until you hit like 25. That's my opinion. Like anything 25 and up, free game. Anything from teens to like 24-ish, no. It's just too young of a mindset. Mind isn't developed. It's just too much going on. No. And people, both men and women, that look at these children like that and feel like, oh, I could be in a relationship with them. I question them. I question your intentions. I question who you are. I question what you do. I question a lot about you. I'm concerned. And the fact that you put this track out thinking like it was a positive thing, I'm concerned. You say weirdos. They are weirdos. And let me check YouTube comments real quick. I'm missing everything. My bad. How y'all doing over here? Look, I got it open on 2 different apps. I got YouTube and Station Head open. I hope you guys are doing well over on YouTube, all right? So let me keep going. I think this is the last one for YouTube, and then we'll chop it and go up to Station Head, all right? So this is concerning the former college football player acquitted of murder after he beat a man to death for catfishing him and almost pulling out a weapon. Initially thought it was a woman, but found out it was a man. I have mixed emotions on this. I'm not gonna lie. I understand. How do I word this? Hold on. I understand probably temporarily going into just temporarily losing it. And I think this is one of the main discussions that we've had before about being upfront about things. But I think that was more so dealing with transsexuals and the LGBT community. For me, this is a result of things like that. Now, granted, I don't think he was a transsexual, but the thing of catfishing somebody and then showing up and it's a whole guy, I can't tell people what's going through their minds like that. I can't. There's no way to figure out how somebody will react coming up thinking it's one person and then showing up and it's completely different, not only person, but a whole different gender, whole different sex. You gotta stop playing around with people like this. Not everybody playing. Everybody not playing like that. Not everybody wants to sit up and play these games and sit up and act like, oh, it's okay. It's not okay with everybody like that. Now, rest in peace to the dude, but I gotta say, I'm kind of torn about this because I don't approve of human life being taken, but I think I get it. And again, I'm not approving of the life. Now, granted, if hands was thrown, I probably would have understood. But sitting up playing with people like that, thinking, oh, they gonna be okay with it when they come up. That's not. You don't know that. You don't know what mind frame these people are in. You don't know what they're gonna do, because of course cameras and stuff on around. You don't know what's gonna pop off. You putting your life at risk and you playing with other people's lives. You don't know if that man could have took you out and took himself out. Now it would have been 2 lives would have been gone because you're playing. You got to understand when it's a time to play and when it's not a time to play. This ain't a time to play. Not when it comes to your life. Not like this. Now, hold on right quick. You said, but you can't play with people like that. I agree. I'm reading comments. He probably was sending that person money and everything. See, that's what I'm looking at, Brit Brat. I'm looking at the fact of how far did this situation go? Because I do remember distinctly about this story, but I don't remember the details of it. But actually, let me open up the story on, was it the Neighborhood Talk? Yes. Let me open up the story on Neighborhood Talk really quick, and I'm going to read it to you, just so we can get the gist of, how it all worked out. But, I mean, good for him that he was acquitted. I mean, I'll say that. I hope the other person's family, I don't know. I just hope that they get some peace from this and understand that he probably didn't mean to do it. But let me go ahead and read it. It said neighbors get into this story. A former Virginia Tech football player is walking around a free man after being acquitted of second-degree murder. In 2021, these names. Is Simeon, was arrested during for killing Jerry Smith, who he beat to death after finding out he was a dude, initially thinking it was a woman. The two met on Tinder after Etude matched with Smith under a woman's profile named Angie Renee. The two met up for the first time at Smith's apartment. Etude was initially suspicious of Smith because the apartment was dark and he could barely see who it was. Despite the suspicions, he received oral sex from He received oral sex from Smith and left with a $50 gift. What? A $50 gift and some head? Okay. After the first link, Smith matched the other teammates of Etude, in which he also met up with them. The other teammate also had his suspicions of Smith's gender. But the two men plus another teammate decided to go back to Smith's apartment to determine whether it was a man or woman. Okay, I do remember this now. When they arrived, Etude entered the apartment and began questioning Smith. This led to a physical fight that resulted in Etude being brutally beating Smith because he thought he reached for a weapon under the bed. See, this right here. Like as I'm reading, now I'm getting the gist of it. The three men left the apartment, leaving Smith fatally beaten. Etude claimed in court that he thought Smith was still breathing when he left, but he eventually died from his injuries. An autopsy report by the medical examiner showed nearly all bones in Smith's face were broken. He suffered bleeding of the brain and had teeth fragments missing. Damn. During the trial, it was determined that Etude acted in self-defense because Etude believed Smith was about to pull a weapon on him. During the investigation, it was found that Smith had a knife under the mattress. Okay. I think he's earned the right to go back to school and further his academic and sports career, Turk said. I think the school that ends up taking him is going to get probably a lot wiser and much smarter and exceptional athlete. This is definitely catfishing gone wrong. What are your thoughts? That's exactly what the hell that was. That was catfishing gone wrong. And the fact that you went up under the mattress, that's the only way that these guys got out of that. And I gotta say, I honestly don't blame them. I wouldn't have went through with the shit because I would have been like, you need to turn on some lights on here or something like that. I would have hit that iPhone light, bloop, bloop. I would have turned that shit on. I wouldn't have sit up and went through it. I would have double checked myself. If my discernment is going off and I'm thinking something and something's not right and my ears ring and I'm just sitting there like, something's not right. So that means something's not right. Far too often we ignore our discernment and we just go through with things thinking, oh, it's going to be okay. No, that's God-given. You got to stop ignoring what's up here because of that what's down here. All right? So with that being said, stop thinking with this head, start thinking with this head right here because at the end of the day, this head go save you. That one's not. All right? Unless you fucking yourself out of the situation. That's the only time this one right here, down here, is going to help you out of anything. Use this up here. All right? And with that being said, that's the end of the topics for this episode of Culture Shock, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and end this off on YouTube, but stay tuned. I'll be over to you, all right? Until next time. Bye, YouTube.